I don't think I think it's just what it is. There's a silence. If we can manage to silence ourselves and our tongue, that will help us to manage, hopefully, to silence ourselves in our hearts. Although, I think that, as I said, I think that was last night, just in my interactions with people, I think people are really in their heads a lot. So usually when they're not talking, they're still doing a lot of talking. There's maybe more talking happening when people are not talking. The internal talking is like out of control. It's crazy all over the place. So there's still too much noise at that point. So the issue is to try to not only not speak too much, but also to kind of just like settle our hearts. Be like, I don't need to actually talk that much, even internally. I can just be. And if I can do that, then I made space for this inspiration to come. That's harder. Okay, what's next?
Yeah. We talked about this on the Wednesday class as well. Part of it is actually to know that you have more control over what's happening internally than you think you do. So we're sort of trained in a sense to think that all of this chatter that's happening to us internally, we don't have any control over it. We're just, these type of individuals who are being bombarded with thoughts, and the best that we can do is simply just, try to fend against them. Actually, one of our teachers told us, you can speak directly to your heart and tell your heart directly, stop talking. Like you can tell your heart, stop talking, heart. And the heart was created to submit to you. And so it will actually receive that from you and it will stop talking. So that's number one. And I think that that's actually probably the most important, is just to know that you actually have a lot more control over this internal reality than you think you do. At the same time, it's also really important to not connect what is happening internally as though it is a reflection of you, like the essence of who you are. So they call these khawatir, in a sense, these thoughts that happen within you, the unwanted guests. And a guest is not the host, right? Like if people come to your home, they're not the person who lives here. They're the people who have either been invited or they haven't been invited. And if they're not invited, you're much more capable, in that sense, to tell them to leave. The unwanted guest. And so it's important for us to disconnect these thoughts that are happening internally from us, as if like they are who we are. Yeah. And that's actually very liberating on many levels, because oftentimes I find, at least in terms of some of the practices that happen within our community settings, and then the questions then that are reflected towards me, that people think that they're a really, really bad person because of these internal thoughts that they keep having. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. And the minute that you realize that it's not actually you, like in a sense, this is not reflective of the essence of who you are, you're a bit more capable of letting it go. And spirituality within Islam actually functions on many levels in this way. I think the earlier that we can teach our children to see the kind of like outbursts that they have as not being reflective of who they are, but rather it's a part of them, yeah? And they have the ability to control it. So you call it out and you sort of categorize it in a way that allows them to see it as something that I can control. Imam al-Ghazali, for example, called the concupiscible and the irascible soul, which in philosophy was always seen as the two shahwas, right? The two appetitive or carnal drives. So you have the appetite and you have irascibility or anger. He actually says that one of them is the pig. It's the pig soul. It's the pig capacity. And the other one is the dog. And so if you see it in that light, and that's different than who you are, i.e. the heart of the human being, the essence of the human being, the soul of the human being, which is angelic, you're a bit more capable of controlling them. Like even with my children now, when things happen, I'll tell them, oh, the dog's winning right now. And, I've actually begun to see over time how they're thinking about it as something that is removed from them at some level. Like, now it's not me, I'm not bad. That thing that I don't have control over is, taking control of me, and I just need to control that thing. You see? So speaking about it in this way, giving it language and kind of being creative in terms of how we apply it is going to be extremely important for us.